will take your attention. You're not distracted. Well, that's a good thought. Oh, that's an excellent thought, because it lends itself right on into our thought for today. As to the question, why not? Distraction. We're going to take a break. It is an absolutely gorgeous day here in the Carolinas, and I'm so glad to see it. And yes, we're doing it a little different today. The park I went to do this thought, someone was occupying the seat or the space. So we must continue to flow with the Ruach HaKodesh and basically keep it moving. And basically, since we already did our thought for today on the ride, what we'll do now is just give out the scripts, and I'll edit in. Pardon me. I will edit in the most important parts of the ride, so we can get the thought of the day out of it, as to not to force everyone to sit down and watch the complete ride, which I know everybody don't like doing that, but some folks like to see me putting in that time on the bike and actually bringing forth more thoughts on the subject for today, as we're in the secret place of the Most High. Like I said, I'm in more of a secret place with the Most High on my bike than pretty much anywhere else. Ain't as hard to explain. I would imagine it has something to do with exerting physical energy while at the same time downloading spiritual information and thoughts and images. Like I said, I don't know. I'm not a professional as to why that is, or I'm not an expert. And that's what that text was. It was Matthew 24:4. And I said I would come back and put these scripts in it that I had for this thought while I was riding. But it says, and Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. And see, I was thinking that was in Revelations, but it's not. And of course, we went over the script. Well, let me give the name of the idea is, do you trust him? Period. Do you trust him? Period. And I made a connection of our trusting him to our obeying him. And that script was John 14:15. And it's Yahusha saying, if you love me, keep my commandments. And what commandments is he talking about there? See, you hear a lot of folks saying that there's only one commandment, and that's the love. That's the love. Okay. I give you that. You can have that. Okay. So if you love somebody, you're going to do what they ask you to do, right? So basically this script is saying, if you trust me, keep my commandments. No? You don't think so? Okay. So let's look at it this way. Like I used the analogy on the ride. Say you have a parent with children, and you ask that child, do you love mommy and daddy? Yes, sir, I love my mommy and daddy. Okay. How do you prove that you love mommy and daddy? I do what they ask me to do, right? You do what they ask you to do, right? Okay. So the next question would be, do you trust mom and daddy? Yeah, I trust my mom and daddy. Why? Because they feed me, they clothe me, they tell me right from wrong, what to do and don't do. Okay. So they never steered you wrong. Not one time. Every time they told me something, it worked out. Okay, that's good. Good. So you trust them. Yep. So how do you prove you trust them? I continue to do what they ask me to do. See, as we were saying on that ride, you have to prove your love to people. Just like Yahusha said here, if you love me, keep my commandments with an S. See, as we were saying on that ride, and I hate to keep referring back to it because I'm going to try to edit most of what we were saying in it into the thought, but as we do that, I won't have to. As we continue to do this, I won't have to. But we were saying that if you trust somebody, you got to do what they tell you. You got to prove that love. Love is never taken for granted. You can't take love for granted because you're pouring all your everything into an individual. And that individual is pouring their all into you. I use the analogy of a married couple and a husband following around his wife because he don't trust her. And that's simply because he don't love her. Because that love is going to be personified in your actions. It's going to be acted out. And what your actions are going to show is that when she say, baby, I'm heading out, you say, okay, baby, be safe, I love you. Like my wife and myself does. Now I gotta tell you, this is an earned trust and earned love. Yes, you gotta earn love. Yep, sure do. Love isn't something you just give away nilly-willy, just like with the Most High. He don't love everybody. Oh boy, Robin, how could you say that? Because that's what the script says. It says the Most High loves Jacob but hates Esau. Oh boy, you didn't know the Most High hated, did you? Yep. So in the same breath of saying the Most High is love, but he can hate. And at first I used to think that was just saying he hates the actions. But no. Once your actions have been proven, or should I say, once you have proven that your actions are not going to change, oh boy, then what you're actually saying is you are your actions. So we can look at this trust factor the same way. You are what you do. Just like folks say, you are what you eat. Same thing. If you're always doing the same old thing, messing up, saying one day I'm gonna change, no you're not. No you are not. They say, as we said in the beginning of the ride, you always still want to show folks grace, but that's not up to him to show them grace. See, I always say that because I know where I was on this path, and it wasn't pretty. We were right at 7.9 miles. My goal is 13. So we have to figure out how we're gonna get them other 5. Or these 5 in. Ride also, we brought in yesterday's idea of maintain until I come. And what else did we have before that? Come out to get in. Basically, we use not comparing these two thoughts, but linking them together. That if we want to get into the kingdom, then we have to come out of the kingdom of darkness. Basically, in a nutshell, that's basically what yesterday's thought was about. And once we come out, maintain that stance / walk. And as I was saying, we can use the same thought, or the beginning of the thought yesterday, maintain until I come, with this thought for today. Do you trust him? Period. And to be quite honest, the whole thought of yesterday. Take out that tight hat. It's giving me a slight headache over my eye over here. And you can tell when you have a hat that's a little too tight. And it's one of them fitted hats. You don't absolutely have to have them. I was sitting there trying to figure out how we were going to get in the extra part of them miles. And I figured just as soon as I asked, we're just going to ride back around this Clanton Road neighborhood. Most High willing. And we hold the weather up for us like he have been all week. Yeah, and the idea is we maintain until he comes by coming out so we can get in. And then we continue to trust him.